Did you know that the average tourist only sees 5 major attractions in Vancouver? That's barely scratching the surface of this incredible city. But you're not the average tourist, are you? We're about to show you how to experience 26 of Vancouver's best spots in just 3 days. It's the ultimate city hack, and we've got it all mapped out for you. Want to know the secret? Then keep watching. Our first stop on day 1 is Stanley Park, and trust me, this place is massive. We're talking 1,000 acres of pure green goodness right in the heart of Vancouver. We've got 27 kilometers of forest trails to explore, beaches to chill on, and even the Vancouver Aquarium if you're feeling fishy. But the real star of the show? The Seawall. This 10-kilometer path hugs the park's coastline, giving you jaw-dropping views of the city, mountains, and ocean. Here's a pro tip. Hit Stanley Park early. You'll beat the crowds and catch that magical morning light. Don't miss Siwash Rock. It's not just a cool-looking sea stack, it's got some serious indigenous history behind it. So why is Stanley Park the crown jewel of Vancouver? Simple. It's where nature meets city in the most epic way possible. Next up, we're trading green for blue at Coal Harbour. You've seen where the forest meets the city, but what about where the city meets the sea? Just a stone's throw from Stanley Park lies Coal Harbour, a waterfront wonder that's gone from coal to gold. How did this former industrial zone become one of Vancouver's most coveted addresses? Coal Harbour used to be all about ships and industry, but now it's where the cool kids live. Fancy buildings line the water and boats bob in the marina. You can walk or bike here right from Stanley Park. It's that close. The best part? The seaplanes. Watch them take off and land right in front of you. It's like a free air show every day. Coal Harbour is now one of the best spots in Vancouver. Why? Great views, cool art, and a mix of city buzz and calm water. It's where Vancouver shines brightest. From Coal Harbour's calm waters, we move to a place that once lit up the world stage. Did you know Vancouver has a permanent reminder of its Olympic glory? Let's explore a plaza where past and present collide in the most surprising ways. Just a few steps from Coal Harbour, you'll find Jack Poole Plaza. It's named after the man who helped bring the 2010 Winter Olympics to Vancouver. The star of the show here is the Olympic Cauldron. This big, shiny structure is made of steel and glass and stands 8 meters tall. It was lit during the Olympics, making Vancouver shine bright for the world to see. But there's more to this plaza than just Olympic memories. It's a great spot to take in views of the water and mountains. You'll also find some cool art here, like a digital orca and a giant raindrop. It's where Vancouver shows off its fun side by the sea. From Olympic glory to cruise ship story, Vancouver's waterfront has more to offer. Picture this. Massive white sails rise from the shore, but they're not attached to any boat. What could they be? Let's uncover the secrets of Canada Place, a building that wears many hats. Canada Place is easy to spot with its big white sails. It's not just pretty to look at, it's a busy place. Huge cruise ships dock here, ready to take folks on trips to Alaska. It's also where people go for big meetings and events. And if you're tired after all that, you can even stay at the hotel inside. But wait, there's more. Take a walk on the Canadian Trail for great views of the water and mountains. Want to see all of Canada without leaving Vancouver? Try Fly Over Canada, a ride that makes you feel like you're flying over the country. Canada Place is right next to Jack Poole Plaza, so it's easy to visit both. People call it Vancouver's front door because it's often the first thing visitors see. It's where the city says welcome in a big way. Now let's step back in time and explore where Vancouver began. What if I told you a clock could run on steam? Or that a bustling modern city grew from a single saloon? Welcome to Gastown, where Vancouver's past and present collide in the most unexpected ways. Just a 10-minute walk from Canada Place, you'll find yourself on charming cobblestone streets. Old brick buildings and iron lampposts make you feel like you've stepped back in time. But don't be fooled. This old neighborhood is full of new life. The steam clock is Gastown's star. Every 15 minutes, it whistles and puffs steam, drawing crowds of curious onlookers. It's one of the few working steam clocks in the world. Gastown has come a long way from its rough and tumble beginnings. Today it's full of cool shops, art galleries, and great places to eat. But it hasn't lost its historic charm. It's a place where you can sip a latte in a building that once housed a saloon. Now let's step into a hidden oasis in the heart of Chinatown. Imagine stepping through a doorway and finding yourself in 15th century China. In Vancouver's Chinatown, there's a garden that does just that. But how did a piece of Ming Dynasty China end up in Canada? The Dr. Sun Yat-sen Classical Chinese Garden is special. It's the first real Ming Dynasty garden outside of China. That means it's built just like gardens from 500 years ago. They even brought rocks and wood from China to make it perfect. This garden isn't just pretty, it tells a story. The rocks mean strength and the water means wealth. Plants change with the seasons, making the garden beautiful all year. It's named after Dr. Sun Yat-sen, a big name in Chinese history. Want to escape the busy city? This garden is your answer. It's quiet and calm, right in the middle of Chinatown. Next, let's see what else Chinatown has to offer. Leaving the tranquil garden behind, we're about to enter a bustling world that's full of surprises. Ever wonder how a slice of Asia thrives in the heart of a Canadian city? Get ready to uncover the secrets of North America's third largest Chinatown. Vancouver's Chinatown is a mix of old and new. It's been here for a long time, but now it's changing. The area has cool things to see, like the big Millennium Gate on Pender Street. It's a great spot for photos. There's also the Sam Key building, which is super skinny. It's the narrowest shop building in the world. But Chinatown isn't just about old stuff. It's also about food. You can eat at places like Phnom Penh and Sai Wu. There are shops that sell special Chinese herbs too. The area has some problems, but people are working to fix them. They want to keep the old parts of Chinatown while making it better for today. Chinatown is a place that's changing, but still keeping what makes it special. Next, we're gonna see a building that looks like it's from ancient Rome. But it's not what you think. You might think a building that looks like it's from ancient Rome would be a museum or government office. But in Vancouver, it's a place that's turning the page on what a library can be. What if I told you this modern Coliseum is actually a book lover's paradise with a rooftop garden? The Vancouver Public Library's central branch is more than just books. It's a hub for the whole city. Inside, you'll find bright open spaces where people come to learn, create, and hang out. There are workshops, author talks, and fun events for all ages. But the real treat is up top. The rooftop garden gives you amazing views of Vancouver. It's a quiet spot in the busy city where you can relax with a good book. With over 1.5 million items to choose from, you'll never run out of things to read. No wonder locals and tourists love this place. It's where books, community, and city views come together. Next, we're off to a street that comes alive when the sun goes down. Picture a street that changes its personality from day to night. By day, it's all about shopping. But when darkness falls, it becomes the beating heart of Vancouver's fun. How did one street end up with such a split personality? During the day, you'll see people shopping and eating at cafes. But at night, music fans flock to places like the Commodore Ballroom and the Orpheum Theater. The Commodore has hosted many famous bands over the years. The Orpheum is home to the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. Granville Street is where Vancouver lets its hair down. It's a place for fun, music, and making memories. Whether you're looking for a quiet day out or a wild night, Granville Street has it all. Next, we're off to a street that's bursting with color in a different way. From quiet homes to rainbow crosswalks, one Vancouver street has undergone a stunning change. What sparked this colorful shift, and why has it become a must-see spot for visitors from around the world? Davie Street is the heart of Vancouver's LGBTQ+ community. It wasn't always this way. In the late 1970s, it started to change from a quiet area to a lively hub. Now, it's known for its bright rainbow crosswalks. These colorful street paintings show how welcoming the area is. The street is full of fun places to visit. Score on Davie is a popular spot known for its tasty drinks. There's also lots of eye-catching art on the buildings. Every year, the Davie Street Pride Parade brings even more color and excitement. Davie Street shows how Vancouver welcomes everyone. It's a place where people can be themselves and feel at home. Next, Let's head to a beach where the city meets the sea in a whole new way. Imagine a sandy oasis steps from Davie Street. But this isn't your average beach. What makes English Bay so special that it's become Vancouver's go-to spot for both relaxation and excitement? English Bay Beach has come a long way. Once a quiet stretch of sand, it's now the place to be in Vancouver. The beach is perfect for sunbathing, swimming, and playing volleyball. But there's more to do than just beach stuff. Look for the big laughing statues called Amazing Laughter. They're fun to take photos with. There's also a cool stone structure called an Inukshuk. It's a symbol of friendship from Canada's Indigenous cultures. English Bay shows how Vancouver mixes city life with nature. It's where locals and tourists come to enjoy the best of both. Next, let's check out a trendy area that used to be all warehouses. Ever wondered what happens when you mix rusty rails with fancy cocktails? Yaletown's story might shock you. This area went from grimy to glam, and the reason why will make you see Vancouver in a whole new light. Yaletown used to be full of old warehouses and train tracks. Now it's where the cool kids hang out. The old buildings got a makeover. They turned into hip shops, yummy restaurants, and fancy homes. It's like the ugly duckling became a swan. You can still see bits of the old Yaletown. Check out the Engine 374 Pavilion. It has an old train that first came to Vancouver way back in 1887. Pretty neat, right? And don't miss the parks by the water. They're perfect for picnics or just chilling out. Yaletown shows how Vancouver can change for the better. It's gone from boring to exciting. This marks the end of our first day. Tomorrow, we'll start at a beach with amazing mountain views. From fish to flower power to fitness fanatics, one Vancouver beach has seen it all. Welcome to Kitsilano, where history meets hipness on the shores of the Pacific. As we kick off day 2, picture a beach with mountains in the background. That's Kitsilano, or Kits for short. This place has changed a lot over time. It started as a fishing spot for First Nations people. Then it became a hippie hangout in the 1960s. Now, it's a trendy beach where everyone wants to be. The big draw here is the Kitsilano Pool. It's the biggest saltwater pool in North America. But there's more to do than just swim. You can play volleyball, have a picnic, or just relax on the sand. People here love to stay active and healthy. Kits Beach shows what Vancouver is all about, mixing city life with nature. It's where you can swim, sunbathe, and see the mountains all at once. Next up, we're heading to an island that's not really an island. Confused? You won't be for long. You might think you know what an island looks like, but Granville Island breaks all the rules. This food lover's dream isn't surrounded by water on all sides. So what makes it so special? Let's uncover the tasty secrets of Vancouver's most unique island. Granville Island used to be full of factories. Now it's packed with food, art, and fun. The star of the show is the public market. It's open every day and has over 50 food shops. You can find fresh fish, cheese, and baked goods. There's always something yummy to try. But Granville Island isn't just about food. It's full of art too. You'll see lots of shops selling handmade stuff. There are even theaters where you can watch shows. And if you like beer, don't miss Granville Island Brewing. It was Canada's first small brewery. Kids have their own special place here too. The kids market is full of toy shops and fun things to do. It's great for families. Granville Island is a must-see spot in Vancouver. It shows how the city can turn old into new in a really cool way. Next, let's check out a place that went from housing athletes to being a green dream for city living. Imagine a neighborhood that's both a time capsule of Olympic glory and a model for sustainable urban living. In Vancouver's Olympic Village, the past and future collide in surprising ways. But how did this transformation happen, and what makes it so special? This area used to house athletes for the 2010 Winter Olympics. Now, it's a thriving community where people live all year round. The village is full of green buildings that help save energy. There's a big community center where locals can hang out and join in fun activities. You can't miss the cool art here. Look for the giant bird statues called The Birds. They're a great spot for photos. The village is right by the water, so you can enjoy nice walks along the Seawall. There are also shops and places to eat. The Olympic Village shows how cities can be both fun and good for the planet. It's a glimpse of what future cities might look like. Next, let's explore a garden that's bursting with color all year long. From future cities to timeless nature, Vancouver's green spaces never cease to amaze. But what if I told you one of the city's most breathtaking gardens used to be a place where people chased little white balls? The story of Van Dusen Botanical Gardens' transformation might surprise you. Van Dusen spans 55 acres and is home to over 7,500 plant species from around the world. It's hard to believe this colorful oasis was once just a golf course. Now, it's a living museum of plants that changes with every season. The garden isn't just pretty to look at. It plays a big role in teaching people about plants and how to care for them. Kids and adults alike can learn about nature here. There's even a fun hedge maze to get lost in. Next, let's head to another park that offers amazing views of the city. But this one has a surprising past too. You've seen Vancouver from the ground, but have you seen it from the clouds? At Queen Elizabeth Park, you can walk among tropical birds and plants inside a giant bubble perched high above the city. Let's explore this park's journey from quarry to paradise. Queen Elizabeth Park sits on Little Mountain, the highest spot in Vancouver. It used to be a big hole in the ground where people dug up rocks. Now it's full of flowers and trees. The park has great views of the city and mountains. One cool thing here is the Bloedel Conservatory. It's a big glass dome full of tropical plants and colorful birds. In spring, the park turns pink with cherry blossoms. It's a great place to see these pretty flowers. Next, let's check out a street that feels like a trip around the world. From blooming flowers to bustling streets, Vancouver's diversity shines. Imagine a neighborhood that started as a simple working-class area and grew into a vibrant mix of cultures. Welcome to Commercial Drive, where every step tells a new story. The drive, as locals call it, is like a trip around the world. You'll find Italian cafes next to Mexican restaurants and Indian spice shops. It all started with Italian immigrants who made this area home long ago. Now, it's a place where many cultures come together. Commercial Drive shows how Vancouver welcomes people from all over. It's a colorful mix of old and new, just like the city itself. Next, let's check out a street where you can shop till you drop. Think you know what a shopping street looks like? Robson Street might change your mind. This isn't just rows of stores. It's a slice of Vancouver life that's changed a lot over time. Let's find out how a simple street became the city's go-to spot for everything from high fashion to comfort food. Robson Street wasn't always about shopping. It started as a quiet place where people live. Now it's where everyone goes to buy stuff. You can find fancy stores like Gucci next to places that sell souvenirs. There's also lots of good food here. But Robson Street isn't just for buying things. It's a great place to watch people and see cool art. There's even a big square where people hang out. Fashion lovers come here a lot. Sometimes you might even see a famous person. Robson Street is special because it has something for everyone. That's why it's still the best place to shop in Vancouver. This is where we end day 2 of our trip. Tomorrow we'll start by seeing a big bridge that connects the city to the mountains. You've heard of bridges that connect cities, but what about one that links a city to mountains? As we start day 3, get ready to cross a bridge that's more than just a way to get around. The Lions Gate Bridge isn't just big, it's a gateway to adventure. What makes this bridge so special that it's become a symbol of Vancouver itself? The Lions Gate Bridge is a big, beautiful bridge that connects Vancouver to the North Shore. It's almost 2 miles long and has 2 tall towers that hold it up. The bridge got its name from the 2 mountain peaks nearby that look like lions. You can drive, walk, or bike across the bridge. For the best view, go to Prospect Point in Stanley Park. From up there, you can see amazing views of the city, mountains, and water. The Lions Gate Bridge isn't just for getting around. It's a cool spot for tourists and locals to enjoy Vancouver's beauty. Next, we'll check out another high-up bridge that's just as fun, but less crowded. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to walk across a narrow bridge high above a rushing river with nothing but forest all around you? There's a place in Vancouver where you can do just that, without the crowds or the cost. Lynn Canyon Park is a hidden gem in North Vancouver. It's full of big trees and cool hiking trails. The star of the show is the Suspension Bridge. It's 50 meters high and gives you amazing views of the canyon below. Unlike the famous Capilano Bridge, this one is free. But there's more to see here. You can hike to Twin Falls or take a dip in the 30-foot pool. The Ecology Center teaches you about the plants and animals that live in the forest. It's a great place to learn and have fun. Lynn Canyon is perfect if you want to save money and avoid crowds. That's why locals love it. Next, we're heading up a mountain for even more amazing views. From Lynn Canyon's thrill, we're heading up to a real mountain playground. Grouse Mountain isn't just any hill. It's where Vancouver comes to play all year round. Want a fun ride up? The Skyride gondola takes you to the top in just 8 minutes. It's like flying over the trees. If you're feeling tough, try the Grouse Grind Trail. It's so hard people call it nature's stairmaster, but the views at the top are worth it. Once you're up there, you can see all of Vancouver spread out below. On a clear day, you might even spot the ocean and far-off mountains. It's the best view in town, hands down. Grouse Mountain isn't just about looks. There's tons to do up there, from skiing in winter to hiking in summer. It's a place that keeps on giving, no matter when you visit. From mountain peaks to rushing waters, our journey takes an unexpected turn. Imagine a structure so important, it keeps over 2 million people alive every day. Welcome to the Cleveland Dam, where nature and engineering create a stunning spectacle. The Cleveland Dam isn't just a wall of concrete, it's the heart of Vancouver's water system. Built in the 1950s, it created Capilano Lake, a huge reservoir that gives clean water to millions of people. The dam is tall and impressive, with a big spillway that handles extra water when it rains a lot. But it's not all about function. The area around the dam is beautiful too. You can hike on trails that give you great views of the dam and lake. It's a peaceful spot where you can see how humans and nature work together. The dam helps keep the river's water levels just right for salmon too. Next, we'll see how these salmon make their amazing journey home. You've seen where Vancouver's water comes from. Now, let's dive into a world where water means life or death. The Capilano River Hatchery isn't just a fish farm, it's a last hope for some of nature's greatest travelers. What makes this place so vital for Vancouver's iconic salmon? The hatchery helps salmon survive and grow. It's like a nursery for fish. Here, you can see salmon at different stages of life. From tiny eggs to big adults, it's all on display. The hatchery's work is crucial because salmon numbers have been going down. Want to see something amazing? Come here from late August to November. That's when salmon swim back up the river to lay eggs. It's a tough journey, but it's how salmon have lived for millions of years. The hatchery doesn't just help fish, it teaches people too. You can learn why salmon matter to the forest, animals, and even the ocean. It's a cool place to see how nature works. Next up, we're heading to a bridge that will take your breath away. Get ready for some high-flying fun. Ever wondered what it feels like to walk among giants? At Capilano Suspension Bridge Park, you can do just that. This isn't your average stroll through the woods. It's a heart-pounding journey through the canopy of an ancient forest. What makes this park so special that over 1 million visitors flock here each year? The star of the show is the 137-meter suspension bridge. It hangs 70 meters above the Capilano River. But there's more to see than just one bridge. The cliff walk lets you step out from the rock face on glass platforms. The Treetops Adventure takes you from tree to tree on 7 bridges high above the ground. The park also shares the culture of local First Nations. You'll see beautiful art and learn about their history. It's a place where nature and culture come together in a way you can only find in Vancouver. Next, we're off to our last stop on the North Shore. It's a place where you can shop, eat, and enjoy amazing views of the city. From ships to shops, the story of Lonsdale Quay is one of amazing change. This spot went from moving goods to moving hearts. But what makes it so special that both locals and tourists can't stay away? Lonsdale Quay Market is a busy place by the water in North Vancouver. It used to be all about industry, but now it's where people come to hang out and have fun. The market has lots of shops selling fresh food, beer, and souvenirs. You can even eat soup outside on the boardwalk. The best part? The views. From here, you can see Vancouver's skyline across the water. It's perfect for watching the sunset. In summer, there's even a night market with local sellers and fun shows. Getting here is easy too. Just hop on the sea bus from downtown Vancouver. It only takes 15 minutes. This is our last stop on the North Shore, and it's a great way to end day 3 of our trip. Lonsdale Quay shows how Vancouver can change and grow while still keeping what makes it special. We've seen so much of Vancouver in just 3 days. From busy streets to quiet parks, this city has it all. It's amazing how Vancouver mixes city life with nature. You can shop in fancy stores, then hike in a forest right after. If you're thinking about a trip, Vancouver should be on your list. There's so much to do and see. You'll never get bored here. Did you like this tour of Vancouver? If you did, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments what you want to see next. Vancouver is one of the coolest cities in Canada, and now you know why.